Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me who hope you guys are doing great. So as you know, today is our first calligraphy class and I'm really super duper excited. And today we'll be covering some basic stuff over here. So when I started calligraphy, I noted down everything in a notebook so that whenever I need to recall, I could use my notebook. And you can see it's very messy, sorry about that. And I also used to note down all my important points there, so it will be easy for me to recall. So either you can buy a book or you can use A4 papers as you wish. Everything is up to you guys. So first of all, the first thing we're gonna learn is how to hold a qalam, or the reed pen, because many people, they make mistakes when it comes to holding the qalam, and it is very important that it is necessary, everybody should know how to hold it. So first of all, we're gonna be making a perpendicular line on just the side of the paper, and I'm gonna mark 90-degree angle over there. Then from here, we're not gonna hold the pen like this or like that, but we're gonna make a 70 to 80-degree angle. So our qalam, whenever we're writing alphabets, should be in 70 to 80-degree angle. Okay, but when it comes to the nuqat or the dots, we have to hold the qalam at an angle of 45-degree. Okay, and it's very necessary, or else your work won't turn out as you want it to be. So I'm using ink over here. You can use whatever you desire, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll just take my qalam, right, this one. I'm gonna be using this one over here just to show it to you guys. So this class is very short because making dots is really simple. It's not that difficult, but when you learn to make the dots, you will be easily able to make all the alphabets. So you don't make it like this, you don't make it straight, or you don't hold your qalam right downwards, but you hold it at the angle of 45-degree. Okay, so this should be held at an angle of 45-degree, which is very important in this. So we'll be holding the qalam at an angle of 45-degree, and we'll continuously be making the dots. This is very important. First you have to practice how you're going to hold your qalam, and you should know that you don't want to make the qalam too long, you don't want to make the dot too long or too short. You have to make it of a perfect size, just like I'm doing it right there. And this work requires lots of patience, and I need you guys to have that when you're practicing. Okay, so just like this, we're going to be making these dots. And now dots you can make in different types. As you can see, I made right now I'm making those curved ones. They're like top curve, just like we smile. And the other one is the opposite, it's like sad face. So there are three types of dots. One is the one I told in the front, and the other is the smiley and the sad one. I call them like that because they look just like that, and it's really funny. Now you should be practicing making dots, because when you're gonna be making alphabets later on, it's very important. Okay, and now coming to this, making 3 dots. Some alphabets have 3 dots, and many people make mistake in it that it looks like a heart after that, as you can see in the first one. Okay, so basically we are going to be leaving some gap after we make the 2 joining dots. We're going to put 2 tips of those dots together to join them, and they're going to be like 2 dots on the top. Then on the bottom, we won't join it with it and we'll do it. We'll just leave some gap, so it's like whoever will see it will be able to understand, okay, these are 1, 2 and 3 dots. Not like that. That looks like a heart. Okay, but that is like it properly looks like it's okay, these are 3 dots. Okay, I can see there's a gap in between, so it resembles 1 dot over here, and then these other 2 on the top, so there'll be 3 dots. Okay guys, so this is very important. Holding the qalam is very compulsory and very necessary, and you can note down these points, that practicing the nuqat and holding the angle at 45-degree, holding your reed pen at 45-degree angle, and when it comes to making the alphabets also, you should hold it at 70 to 80-degree. Now what I want you guys to do to practice, take an A4 paper or take your rough book, anything you want to use, and just make the nuqats on the entire page at an angle using your reed pen, and just fill the entire paper with the nuqats, some one page horizontally and the other page vertically. Okay, and you can also practice diagonally, parallel, whatever you want. Just practice it, because making nuqats is very important when it comes to calligraphy, and it is also one of the very basic things, because as I already said, that later on when you're going to be writing the alphabets, it's going to come handy in seeing the measurements. So alphabets are also written based on Nuqat measurement, which is also very important. So when you're going to be writing an alphabet, for example alif, you have to know that for making alif, your distance, your length, I mean by of the alif should be 7 Nuqat, or we can say 7 dots, which is really really important. Okay, so remember to keep the length and to keep the breadth of the dot perfect, not too long, not too short. Alright guys, that's all for today. So see you in the next video. Till then, bye, thank you, and take care of yourselves, and do practice all these because it's really really important. Bye.